I'd like to invite Sandra Sullivan. She's the Executive Director of Hospice George and Triangle Foundation, and she'd just like to say good evening.
Thank you. For those of you that don't know, that tonight is we're the beneficiaries at Hospice George and Triangle of this event, and we're so grateful to Roger and John for thinking of Hospice George and Triangle, especially at this time of year. For those of you that don't know, we provide hospice palliative care, end-of-life care at Campbell House and in the community, and we serve Collingwood, Wasaga Beach, Clearview Township, and the town of Blue Mountains. And so what this means is that people at the end of their lives can come to Campbell House and receive compassionate end-of-life care, and as well as their families can receive grief and bereavement counseling at a time when they need it the most. So we're so grateful to be able to be here tonight, and we're so grateful for your contributions and buying your 50/50 tickets and raffle tickets. And I just want you to all know that it means so much to us that the community supports hospice. The government provides just under 50% of the cost of operations for Hospice George and Triangle, which means we really rely on the community to make up the difference. And if it wasn't for you, hospice wouldn't exist. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the show. And if you want to know more, please feel free to go to hospicegeorgeandtriangle.com to find out about programs and services, or hgtfoundation.com to find out how you can donate. This month, Crozier Consulting Engineers is doubling all donations up to $10,000. So please check that out if you're so inclined. Have a happy holiday and enjoy the show.
Okay, welcome again, everyone. I can't tell you how grateful we are to have everyone here to support this evening. My name is Shannon Gully, and I'm going to start off the festivities with a few housekeeping details, some heartfelt thank yous, and by sharing some sentiments that have been so graciously shared with me by families who have been touched and deeply impacted by Hospice George and Triangle Foundation. First off, just if you missed anything coming in, Corey and Maria from Hospice George and Triangle are selling tickets for an autographed vintage NHL jersey. If you didn't get those, catch them at intermission. Charitable donations are also gratefully accepted, and the girls have a box as well with the jersey if you wish to make an online payment or a cash donation, and applicable tax receipts will be issued. We have a volunteer crew here tonight. My son Nate and Kathleen and his buddy Ethan, who flew from Calgary to be at this event tonight. Talia and Tiana selling 50/50 tickets and merch. Thanks for your help, guys. I couldn't do this without you. Our 50/50 draw will be at the end of the show, so stick around. We'll draw that and announce our winner. We also have merchandise for sale if you'd like to check that out. And we have an awesome photo booth at the back. You can donate if you wish for a printed photo or not, just whatever you'd like. And there'll also be photo opportunities at the end of the show with band members if you'd like to catch Elton at the end. Please, please, please tag us in all your social media. I've posted the hashtags all around the event. Take a picture of it and please share those. We want this event to go everywhere. Next up, a few introductions. We've been a small but busy crew getting ready for tonight. I want to thank my dad, Jerry. I can't see you, but I know you're here. He and I had a little competition for ticket sales to see who could sell the most tickets. And I'm starting to realize where I get my competitive spirit from. Before I reveal the winner of the Epic Imri ticket sales competition, I just need to give you a few facts. Dad was a salesman for years, and there are audience members here who can attest to his shrewd business skills. I'm a kindergarten teacher, so his previous work experience puts him at a huge advantage. He's also retired and doesn't do very much but drink coffee with most of you here tonight. You know who you are. So no commitments other than running the errands that I give him pretty much every day to do. And I also was at a huge disadvantage when all of my social media accounts were hacked right at the beginning of organizing this event, so I couldn't talk to anybody. So instead of making excuses, I'll just wish him well on winning that competition, because we sold out weeks ago, thanks to everybody, so fantastic. We have a couple of other volunteers, Linda Jeffrey and Simon Knott, jumped in and asked what they could do to help, so your help is so much appreciated. The Gabriel photography staff is here taking photos, so thank you to them. And he's going to be mad at me, but my buddy John Gabriel has worked, I don't think he slept since September getting ready for this event, and you will see the media, sound, light, and tech show that is being put on with him in conjunction with Roger Robinson and the crew here at the Sandra Center. You're really going to feel like you're in Vegas tonight. It's amazing. It's excellent. So thanks to all those guys for their hard work. The band is fantastic. Elton Sean Tremblay, he's Elton, Sean Taylor, guitar, Dan Trickett on bass, Dan Gully on drums, and Diane Sweet on keyboard. They really have a limited range of names in the band. It's Sean, Dan, and Diane. But it's easy to remember. I've heard them play so many times, and I'm a little partial because one of the Dans is my hubby of almost 30 years. So you're going to get to enjoy an incredible show. So I want to thank them. They've done other charitable events in the past, and it's really great that they share their talent on these evenings. We also want to thank each one of you for being here. I know this is a night of entertainment, music, fun, feather boas, and rhinestone sunglasses, but we know that collectively here in this audience tonight, there are so many of you who have experienced immeasurable loss and heartache, and many of those losses have been very, very recent. My heart goes out to you guys. There just aren't words to express our gratitude for being here after losing someone that you loved, so thank you for being here. And my final thank you is to people that I struggled to express in words and to be able to thank them and do justice, and that's to Hospice Georgian Triangle and their incredible staff. The reason we're here tonight to support a foundation that serves so many people. When you Google Georgian Hospice Triangle, the first description you get is the one that Sandra spoke about, the care that they give to families and to individuals at end of care life. They take care of them. And it sounds as if it's easy, that it's just their job, it's what they do. And I've read that mission statement many times as I've prepared for tonight, and I just can't wrap my heart and my head around how people are led to this type of work. I mentioned earlier, I'm a kindergarten teacher, and I'm super excited to be speaking in front of people older than 48 months. So I love my kindergarten kiddies, but talking with adults tonight has been a welcome change. I hope everyone here can blow their own noses and do up their own shoes and coats. If there are any fruit cups need opening, I'm your girl. But all kidding aside, I knew from the time I was a little girl that I wanted to be a teacher and work with kids. There was never a time I said, hey, I want to work in hospice, a job that requires you to work under the most stressful, heartbreaking, and difficult situations, working with individuals and their families at such a personal and touching juncture in their lives. I just don't know how this comes to be. And yet, it does, it is, every day. And the staff at Hospice Georgian Triangle go to work to love, support, and care for families and individuals at the end of their lives. This is like 400 fonts, so I can read it without my glasses. Family after family, story after story, and the message is the same. Deep gratitude and immeasurable love for the support they receive from the hospice staff. Before we start the happier festivities, I just want to share an excerpt from a letter from a young mom. Her name is Morgan Chapman, and she has a daughter in my kindergarten class, and she asked if I would share a little bit about her family's experience. She writes about her papa, Ralph Hackett, and Ralph's daughters are here in the audience tonight, so I'm glad you're here. Morgan talked about at length with me about the hospice and how important their experience there was to their family. She writes, in 2015, my papa, Ralph Hackett, was fortunate enough to spend the last 4 days of his life at Campbell House Hospice. I come from a large, loud, energetic family. At any given time throughout those 4 days, there were at least 10 to 20 of us by his side. The staff members never once asked us to leave or to limit our numbers or hours that we stayed with him. We brought in food, music, bedding, blankets, pillows. My goodness, we basically moved right in, and the staff were so understanding. They were very accommodating, they were funny and empathetic, and would stay past their shifts to check in on not only my papa, but on all of us too. While at hospice, the staff treated him with such dignity and respect. They talked to him, not at him or about him. To them, he was a person, a family member, not just a patient or a number. He received the most exceptional care that I can only hope everyone gets the chance to receive in their last days. It is never easy saying goodbye to a loved one. It's heartbreaking and emotional. Everyone at Campbell House made saying goodbye a little bit easier by allowing us to all be together. And just to bring you to a closure here, when I started organizing this benefit concert with my dad, it was his idea, and I got involved, and I was about to give a good friend of mine a text. We have Elton. Sean has a huge following. There's a core group of people who follow them around. They get pretty crazy. The Brockwell, Eau Claire, and Wheel families, they pop up everywhere that these guys are playing, and they continually show up to support the band. And I was just about to send Martha Eau Claire a text about this fundraiser when I learned that her dad, Merv Brockwell, had just passed away at Campbell House on September 20th. I was grateful I learned the news of his passing before sending out a text about another bedazzled, outrageous Elton show. Although Marty has a great sense of humor, she might have even second-guessed my timing. So I kept the details of the fundraiser to myself, but I was quietly thankful that we had chosen Georgian Hospice Triangle, knowing that Merv and his family had been blessed by having spent his last days in their loving care. By the way, Merv's daughter-in-law is Corey, who is here tonight, and she's the donor services and events coordinator or administrator for Hospice Georgian Triangle. There was one evening I checked in on Martha just to see how she was doing. She mentioned that so many people had donated money to hospice in her dad's name, and she was hoping to do something herself to support the organization. I mentioned in passing I was working on a fundraiser myself, but I didn't want to bother her in the days following her dad's passing. Martha continued to ask me, "What are you doing? What are you up to? Let me know about it." And we began chatting about the hospice and her family's deep gratitude during and after their stay. After a quick conference with my fundraising team, Jerry and John, we decided that our donation following this event would be in memory of Merv Brockwell. Merv was a beloved husband, father, grandfather, friend, community member, businessman, and pastor, just to name a few, and we're honored to remember him this evening. We know that every penny raised here tonight and donated will continue to support the amazing and difficult work for the staff at Hospice Georgian Triangle. So once again, thank you, everybody. Donate, buy tickets, have fun, and I appreciate you all being